Hi, my name is Sarah, and this is my book budget. Because this video is so short, I decided to do it, without bothering to put on my makeup and everything. Like, I was feeling kind of confident because I was having like a good skin day and everything, but I'm already starting to regret that looking at myself in the video. So continuing this series of me recording everything that I spend on books and trying to reduce my spending, having only a $20 a month budget. September was successful in some ways in that I did spend less than $20 on books, but less successful in that I still managed to obtain 30 books for $18 and some change. October is more successful. Budget, way below budget. Number of books, not that many. But I struggle to feel great about it because I feel like some of the reason for that was I was just not reading that much in October and I wasn't feeling that passionate about books. I kept starting books and then not being into them. And I will say for that, I did have a couple books that I read that I really liked. I was having a hard time finding them. I was kind of on the reading struggle bus, which I'm usually not. And it's not even that I didn't want to read a lot. It's that whenever I would start to read something, I would be like, no, this isn't it. This isn't doing it for me. But I suspect that kind of influenced my feelings about wanting to shop for books. And I only purchased 5. And of these 5 books, one I've already read, and the other is one that I don't intend to fully read. I'll get to that later. But starting off, first thing I bought was at another library used book sale. This was kind of like a clear out type sale and everything was going to be 25 cents. I have some video footage for that. I will let past me tell you about that. It is October 9th and I have not bought a single book yet this month, and I am not in a book buying ban. I am not out of money. I have a fresh $20 for this month, and I think $1 carried over from last month, so I could buy books, but I have not yet. But today I am going to another library book sale. It's the same library. They said it's their backlog, so I guess just a bunch of carts of books for 25 cents. I don't think it'll be as big or have as much selection as the last one. I think it's probably going to be kind of like leftovers from that. Everything's gonna be 25 cents a book. I'm not super optimistic that I will actually find anything because like I said, I don't think the selection is going to be that great. The library is 2 minutes from my house and I've got nothing else going on today. So I figured I'd go take a look, see what there was to see. So as I suspected, it wasn't the largest selection, but for 25 cents a book, I found a couple little gems. I did get a copy of Bird Box, which I did watch the Netflix series. I have never read. You guys remember when everybody was sharing the Bird Box memes of Sandra Bullock with the blindfold on? I've heard this is good and I like the TV show, so. In general, I feel like nonfiction is where these library sales really come through for me. I got Salt, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a nonfiction about salt and I think how important it was in oarly cultures when it was this really prized mineral. And then this one, this has been out for a while. Just haven't been ready, this one's gonna hurt and I know it's gonna hurt and I think it might hurt even more than back when it came out, when we still didn't truly know the consequences of the 2016 election and how we were going to be feeling them for, I don't know, a very long time. But I did get this. I've been curious, who's not curious? And I'm sure this is not anywhere near the full story, but yeah, this is now mine. And my grand total was 75 cents. And yeah. I haven't read any of these yet. I'm kind of leaning towards Salt. I don't know why. Like I said, I've been kind of in a slump and I don't know that nonfiction about salt, it doesn't sound like the thing to get one out of a reading slump, but I don't know, something about it's calling to me. The next thing I bought was, I spent 52 cents at Salvation Army on this book that is called Unexplained Michigan Mysteries. And this is really just full of mostly short stories about missing people, possible supernatural events, just all this stuff that supposedly took place in the state of Michigan where I live. And so this was kind of more like a collector's thing. I just thought this would be fun to maybe read aloud some of the stories. specifically, this person mentioned it's from Flint, Michigan, which is kind of the area that I'm from. I have 3 animals in here. 2 are just kind of running around, letting their little nails get all clicky and loud. The cat is actually rubbing her head against my tripod. So if you see any earthquake looking things, that's what's going on there. But yeah, I just thought this would be fun. I was like, I know this is something that I will never come across again. And it was 50 cents. I did not realize when I picked it up that it's from 1993. I'm sure this is long out of print. If it ever, this is probably like an independent read. I've never heard of this publisher. I don't know what this is. But yeah, you can actually look it up. So like in the back, we've got all the different cities, so you can look it up and figure out what stories are from your city, and I just thought it was cool. So this isn't something like I ever intend to like sit down and read in its entirety, but I thought it was kind of a fun thing. Kelly wanted to say hi to you guys. And then today I went to the library to pick up a hold I had that just came in, and also to return some books I'd finished. And I discovered in the used bookshop this copy of Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Lee? I think it's Leigh. Maybe it's Lee. I read this a year or 2 ago. I actually really liked this. Most people didn't. She's the writer of the Shadow and Bone trilogy and the Six of Crows duology. Most people far prefer those. I read Six of Crows. I thought it was okay, but this is much more my speed. This is about a college-aged woman. She's in Yale. In the modern world, there's cell phones, but then there's also all these ghosts and supernatural stuff, and that's just more my speed. Yeah, it definitely like ended on a cliffhanger, and it was always intended to be a series. It's been out for a minute and she hasn't released. I don't think she said anything about, it's 2019. And I don't think she said anything about when the next one's supposed to come out. But when that day comes, I will be ready to reread this. Because there was a lot of information in here that I would need a refresher on. It's a very complicated magic system as I remember it, and I would need to reread this when the next one comes out. So now I've got it. A really nice copy. I like its paperback. It's in perfect shape, and it was $2. In case there's any confusion, my library has a little used bookstore, like a Friends of the Library used bookstore inside of it. And that's open pretty much every day, and it's always there. And then a couple times a year, they also have like these big library book sales that I've talked about in my other videos. So that's kind of why I'm always talking about buying books from the library. Distinctly remember bringing an ink pen up here so that I could tally this shit up, and I don't fucking see it. Okay, so what was my total? So my total spending for this month was $3.27. If you subtract that from my normal $20 that I would have for the month of October, it means I had $16.73 left over. But I also had $1.08 left over from the month of September. So that means there's $17.81 that will carry over to the month of November. So for my November book budget, I'm actually gonna have $37.81. Oh, also for October, I actually skipped my book of the month as well. So I did not get an add-on, and I didn't even use one of my credits. I actually fully skipped it because nothing was really appealing to me that much. Going into November, I actually have some extra money to play with, but I'm hoping I just have a little bit better luck actually finding the books I want to read and enjoying the ones I choose. But yeah, that's my book spending for the month of October, and I'll see you guys next time for this.